Hi everybody, Carl here. What you're looking at is another little project from IC Station, and what's a little bit different about this one is we're going to put it together and then talk about something that is in everything, and it's real popular, and there's tons of videos about it. But it's something I've never really talked about, and it's pulse width modulation. And we're going to use a little board here that we got, and we're going to use pulse width modulation to control the speed of this motor. But first, we're going to have to put this little puppy together. It has this main chip, and this chip is a LM2904N. I don't think I can zoom in. Yeah, it doesn't like to zoom in too much, does it? But anyway, that's a project for right now. So let me get working on on putting this all together, because it's the same thing, I mean, once you get one of these boards, the nice thing about it, you can see in the everything's printed out for you, so you almost really don't need any directions. I'm going to try to dig up a schematic though, so we can see exactly how this is working, especially since this isn't a 555 chip. So okay, I'll be back with you. Okay guys, here's the kit already assembled. I actually had to shoot this again. I had it all done for us and shot it, and I don't know what happened, but here it is again. And I've got the you can see the LED is on. I changed the LED. I was playing with some stuff on here, and I change things around, see what I can do, because I thought I already had the main thing shot, right? And but anyway, I kind of messed up the traces underneath. That was my fault, and but I got it all dialed in. It's working again now, no problem, and that's the nice thing about it. And here's my motor, and I've got 6 volts right now, and it's using 10 milliamps, so it's hardly running anything at all. I'm turning it up real slow, and I got her spinning a little bit, and I can crank it up a little bit more. There we go. Crank it down just a little bit. Oh, let's make a lot of noise here because I don't have the third hand. I got it running kind of low, huh? Check that out. That's pretty cool. And here's the thing. Could we do that just running power through a pot? As a resistor, as a to a voltage limiter? Sure, we could. But you know what? Here's the deal. When you do that, you'll find out that you're creating a lot of heat. Where this, because it's coming in, and it's like bang on, off, bang, 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 bang. It's not storing that and trying to let that energy out and run through. And there's a ton of reasons why these are like pretty practical to have. I'm not the big expert, believe me, on pulse width modulation. I'm just learning about it still now too, and I have a couple Arduinos that I want to mess with later on, and I'm going to use that pulse width modulation with those. So, but I thought that was pretty cool. And this is a real easy kit. It's real easy. Now, one other thing, I shot a video where I put this 555 circuit together as an alternative. You know, maybe not everybody wants to go out and buy kits. They have stuff, you know, in their shop. They have all the stuff that, and they can build one. And that's a cool, you know, that's even cooler, really. That's, you know, you can build it, and then you can either put it on a perf board, or you can make your own PC board if you want to do that. I mean, there's just a ton of stuff we can do. The main thing I'm doing here right now is I'm just trying to learn about this. And now on this one here, as you'll see in a video later on, or same video, you know, you're going to see it. I run this motor in the circuit. Right now the circuit has an LED. I did have two LEDs in there too, and right now I've got a MOSFET, where at first I just had a regular I had a small NPN transistor in there, and I overdid it. You know, that's one of the things I sometimes I like to see, you know, how far we can take it. And you know, sometimes I might be wasteful, and I try never to be too wasteful, but I can at times when I'm learning, I want to see what things will do. And unfortunately, I think it drew too much current, and the little transistor just said bye-bye, you know. Where this one here, this will hold up better. And this is a, well, I will tell you in a second, because I, you know, in my head, I have no more, and I'll tell you later on. It'll, when I'm showing the board a little bit more, I'll show you that. But anyway, the MOSFET can handle a little bit more, especially when you're running the LEDs and you're running the little motor. It takes a little bit more juice, so and still you have to monitor it. You know, you have to, you know, is it getting too hot? I don't have a fancy floor, but I got my fancy finger. I touch it, and if it's hot, it's like, okay, yeah, it's too hot, you know. So there you go. But okay, I had to throw this in here because, like I said, I don't know what happened, but after I built this, I filmed it, I recorded it. It went away, and I really don't know. Normally it doesn't happen. But anyway, okay, that's enough of that. Okay, there's something I wanted to show you here, and it's actually, the camera's picking up a little bit more than what we would normally see on the screen. Let me see if I can kind of point this out. Like these things hanging down here, and that's all part of what's going on. But you see how jaggedy this all is? That's all noise. And that's where we want to have our Schmidt trigger, so we can take that noise out of there. In other words, when you have a Schmidt trigger hooked up and where things are going up, it sets that hysteresis where you're not coming up and down like that as much, and so you get a smooth line, then it drops, and you get a smooth and up. But that's a good example right there, and I can't, is that same 555, though I changed out the transistor, and I've got a MOSFET in it right now, and it is a TIP 31 N channel because it's got to take more current. And so right now we got like the little blinky light, and I'm only on 2 volts. Let me kick it up just a little bit. Okay, let's go up to 4 volts. Now I've also got the motor hooked up to it, and I'm running that through a diode because when it shuts down, since the motor is a coil, and you shut a coil down, we know what happens there. So, you have a build up, and then because it drops, that's, look it up. Let me turn this up here. Not only do we get the light come up more, see, but we can also get the motor to run faster. And that's the motor that came with the little IC station kit. So it's pretty versatile. We can use it for that too. So here's another option. If you don't want to, have the convenience of getting a little bored and having all the parts, if you've got the parts here, this, like I said, this was a 555. Here I'm using the MOSFET, and then I've got some a couple capacitors, resistors, and a pot, and diodes. You got to have them diodes. So one neat thing is though, you really can control the speed of either the motor spinning or the lights coming on. And there's so many things run off of pulse wave modulation now, it's crazy. So I wanted to show you that. Okay guys, this last thing I wanted to show you, remember before I showed that we kind of had a crazy wave going, the square wave. Here we have a pretty nice square wave that I'm taking it out of my my function generator. And if you notice, we got off, then it goes high, and it's on, off, high, and that's how we control the speed. It's on so long, it's off so long. It's on so long, it's off so long. You make that faster to where it's on more, it's barely off. It's on more, it's barely off, and it'll go faster. And do the opposite, and it goes the other way. It's something that I think all of us, because this is the modern age day, it might be something we might want to all understand a little bit more. And there's like a ton. I'm not doing it any justice at all. I just wanted to show you. I got this nice little kit here from IC Station. It it's like under $3. How crazy is that? You've got an IC, you got a pot. You got, look at what you get for under $3. And it's all together, and when you put it together, it works. We got a little motor out of it. I'm just saying, it's hard to beat the deal. And if you want to have something where you want to play with a little bit of PWM, well then, this might be what you might want to get. And I'm sure there's others out there. I go to IC Station because they give me a deal. I have a really good communications with them. They're real people, so that's why I deal with them. And if something goes wrong, they'll make good whatever goes wrong. So there you go. But anyway, enough of the commercial. I just thought I'd bring you some of this stuff. I thought you might get a kick out of it. You might want to try it. There is a ton of 555 schematics out there that you can do all kinds of different stuff with that. It's like the crazy miracle op amp. So I just thought I'd bring this to you, and maybe down the road we'll pull out an Arduino and take this a step further, because Arduinos are, they're everywhere too. I got a couple of them I kind of want to mess with a bit, so maybe we'll do a circuit on an Arduino and go that next step. Until then, everybody, take care. I'll talk to you later. Bye.